Okay, is it really Stockpile Friday again? Where's the time going? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi, this is Jan. Welcome to another episode on the Save Money and More with Jan channel. I'm Jan. Nice to see you. Hope that everyone is doing well. I can't believe it's Friday. Nice. How many of you out there have a stockpile? Let me know how long you've had your stockpile. How many of you have never started one or thinking about starting one in the not so distant future? Let me know that in the comment section below. If you have a second, I really do appreciate. Commonly people want to know, especially people who are like totally brand new to the idea of saving some food for a future date, if you will. We all have stockpiles, if you will. For example, in our active pantry, let's say we went to the grocery store and we purchased some items for a few days or a couple of weeks. That's our immediate stockpile. Okay. Then there are longer term stockpiles, which we keep in a separate section, separate pantry or whatever, and or whatever you have. And we could talk about that at another show. But for now, people have asked me like common questions about food storage. So especially if you're brand new to stockpiling, these questions are important, like how long do you keep certain things? Okay, so basically the answer is this: the length of time for safely stockpiling certain foods, actually, it has actually many variables. For example, it also depends on the type of food you are storing. Example one, canned foods. Now, canned foods that are low in acidic or low acid foods can actually last longer than ones that have acid in them. For example, canned tomato sauce, for example, would be safely stored in a can for about 18 months versus, let's say, other types of canned foods that are low acid foods. They can last up to 5 years. So there is a big difference there. That's a big difference in time. So make sure to note that. And another thing to recall is that it is really important, I mean, absolutely important, to avoid cans that are bulging, have bulges in them, have any sort of a leak or rusting. First of all, before anything, of course, we know they're unsafe because the bacteria can grow, accumulate, and make someone really, really sick. Don't want that. And it's just like a common, to me, common sense and distasteful, just like to look at it. Like, why would anybody? But anyway, that could be another show in and of itself. So it's really important to absolutely avoid cans that are bulging, leaking, or rusted. The jury's still out about dented cans. Some people say, as long as there's no leaks, as long as there's no holes inside, it's like another thing. To me, just to be safe, I rather none of it. I rather a normal looking can, and that's it. No dents, no bulges, no leaks. You see where I'm going with that. Look carefully at the cans that you purchase. All right. Next, dried foods last actually about 2 to 3 years. It's important to rotate your stockpile by putting the newest stuff in the back. You're not going to use the newest stuff that you bought and brought home from the grocery store first. No, no, no. Use up the older foods, put them forward, and put the newer foods in the back. All right. Next, grains. Now, grains themselves, they can last quite a long time. And according to some experts from the research that I did online, some say it could even last up to a good 10 years. That's a lot of time, practically a lifetime there. Some say even up to 10 years. But again, it must be stored properly in airtight containers when it comes to the grains. Um, Now let's get back to basics with, let's say, a common product that we're always using, common products like white sugar and salt. White sugar and salt can be stored for really extended periods. So you truly have no concerns about that if it's, stored properly and all this and all that. How many of you out there have ever had a stockpile nightmare where you thought things were stored well and whatever, you did your best, and then you go to find when you try to open it and use it, it's like, huh? Let me know that in the comment section below. I would be very, very curious to know things like honey. If you can use them, you could consume them for a very, very, very long period of time. So I know sometimes it looks crystallized. I think the thing to do with that is to just mix it up. I'm not positive, but look it up when you have a chance. Any questions or doubts that you have specifically about items that are in your own stockpile, just hey, just get on the internet and ask the internet the questions about it. Now, box cake mixes, they can last a while, but I think the best bet would be to put some of them in the freezer for a while first. Well, corn muffin mix, I had absolutely a very not fun experience with, and it taught me the lesson. I like this corn muffin mix. I never had a problem with it for years and years and years. I've used this type of corn muffin mix, but at the end of the day, it didn't work out at that time. I saw something in there. I was like, what's this? But I even did a video of this. This was many years ago. I'm not sure I still have that video up. I might have taken it down. But I learned my lesson. Put those things, those little boxes of the corn muffin mix in the freezer. That's what I did. I put them in the freezer for a couple of days. Then I stored them for a while. And I never had a problem after that. Sometimes all it takes is a minor activity, paying a little more attention. Sometimes when we're at the grocery store, we get distracted. We talk to our friends, neighbors, relatives, whatever, anybody that's with us, or even if we're by ourselves, we're mentally distracted for some reason or another. And then we just grab any old thing off the shelf. Then when you get home, you go, huh? What happened here? Why did I buy this thing? I'm just saying. So it's really important, to take the time. Let's talk about storage for a minute, like space, actual space, because this kind of concern, and it's understandable, comes up. People say, but Jan, I live in a small, tiny studio apartment, or I live in an RV. Work with the area that you have as best as you can. Think think vertically in storage and not necessarily horizontally. Okay, that's the best rule of thumb. So if you could get some shelving that goes from top to bottom, you're going to increase your space by a lot, because people don't realize how much area of space they have from their floors to their ceilings. I'm telling you, so make good use of that space. Floor to ceiling space is amazing. Or if you don't want to look at shelves, now some people have issues looking at their stockpiling shelves. You could always cover it up with a pretty curtain. And don't forget the benefit, for example, of under the bed storage, like in those plastic containers. You could put some canned goods under there if it makes you feel better. I wouldn't recommend, this is my opinion. That doesn't mean it's a rule of law. I wouldn't recommend personally putting things like flour or cake mixes and stuff of that nature underneath the bed. Don't ask me why. It's just a mental thing with me. But cans, if put in like a nice plastic container, nice undented, clean cans put under there and carefully stored, I think would be okay. Never underestimate the area, for example, of a long table, even a round table. Any table that you have, it's taking up space. It's taking up a footprint in your home or apartment. So it's already taking up space. So if you put stockpiled cans or other items underneath that table and put a cover over that table, nobody else is going to know the better except you. And you will have utilized your area on the cheap. These are important concerns for anyone stockpiling, for sure. Well, I hope I helped at least one person today. Don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Super thanks are always welcome. Have an amazing, fantastic day. Thank you so much. Take good care of yourself and your amazing family.